And we want to ask several questions. One of them is, what is agroecology? Does agriculture pay? And what are some of the careers that young people are getting into? Considering that agriculture is the backbone of our economy, this is going to be one exciting journey. What is agroecology?
Agroecology.
What is agroecology?
Farming without necessarily impacting the environment negative. Yes, I think I'm right.
Do you think generally farming or rather agriculture is a dirty job?
No, it's not a dirty job.
Which is the most preferred career by the young people?
Fashion and business.
They're like, what? You can't be a farmer. You're very beautiful. You don't look like you go to the farm. Tell me I'm a farmer.
Kwa hivyo kilimo chaweza lipa ama hakiwezi lipa?
Kulingana na mimi, kilimo hakilipi.
Lack of information and lack of guidance.
Wanaogopa, je, nikipanda income ni nini? Sasa hiyo ndio inafanya wanaogopa sana.
Does agriculture pay, and should young people get into agriculture?
Actually, yes. Agriculture pays.
It is actually very fun to be in the farm.
Let's go to Kajiado County and find out what Beverly is doing and why she decided to do farming as a career.
So I actually studied hotel management and I was working as a waitress in Nairobi. And through that work, I learned a lot in the food industry, and I was also responsible with suppliers back at the back of house. So I realized there's a big gap with the food production and those who are consuming, because most of the time in the hotel we were like, we don't have spinach, we don't have butternut. And so I told myself, maybe this is a problem that I need to solve. The first time I started farming, I failed terribly. I had people saying, you know, when you grow tomatoes, you're going to become rich. So I went for that market and I said, you know what, I'm going to plant 3 acres. That year we were attacked by a disease called Tuta absoluta that kills the tomatoes, and I lost all of it. I started thinking of going for conferences. I joined groups in Twitter just to see what other people are doing and how they started farming.
Now that you've been doing this farming, what does agroecology mean to you?
So for me, it is new methods of farming. So that touches on technology. It touches on market. It touches on branding, quality over quantity, investing on a niche market. We don't want to do 10 acres of tomatoes. No, we want to do 1 acre. Quarter of it has spinach, a quarter of it has managu. We have 100 chickens. It's about sustainability. How you can be able to sustain a farm through the new farming methods. Like you see the ground greenhouses, we are saving water. This industry, it is productive. It pays. Agriculture pays. What I think the young people bring in this business, it's human resource and the brains, the new technologies that young people are coming up with. I have seen young people going out of their way to get grants, coming out to start small projects. Everywhere I go, I talk about agriculture. I see nothing left or right. I keep telling young people, why don't you venture into agriculture? People tell me, oh, my dad has 20 acres. I'm like, and what are you doing in Nairobi? Just go back and farm.
Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the 4th dialogue on agroecology and agrobiodiversity. This dialogue is hosted by the Intersectoral Forum for Agroecology and Agrobiodiversity, Isfaa. Isfaa is working towards mainstreaming agroecology and agrobiodiversity ecosystem services in agriculture sector in landscapes. The forum aims at providing a platform through which stakeholders at the intersection of biodiversity, conservation, agriculture, production can interact to discuss, share knowledge and information, influence policy, fundraise, implement joint programs, and monitor and review progress of their actions. My name is Nancy Rapando, and I welcome you all to actively participate in this dialogue. Please note, this dialogue will be recorded and is streaming live on Isfaa YouTube channel. We encourage you to tweet using the hashtag Agroecology and Agrobiodiversity dialogues. The floor will be open for contribution in line with the topic. If you have any question, if you have any contribution, please type your question or the contributions in the chat box. There are some slots remaining for dialogue speakers since we are holding these dialogues after every week. There are slots remaining for speakers, and in case you wish to make a presentation, feel free to fill the form that will be sent online. A link will be shared through the chat box, and kindly feel free to share that. I just want to hand over the session first to Bob, who will take us through an icebreaker before I invite our speaker for today.
Yes, thank you, Nancy. We want to do a short exercise, and we hope at least we can be able to join. Now, on the chat, I've shared a link. Kindly click on the link. But at the same time, if you're not able to click on the link, and if you're using your mobile phone, on your mobile phone, just go to your mobile browser, then you type menti.com. Menti, that's MENTI.com. But if you're able on the chat, just kindly click on the chat, then you can be able to join. You want to just spend maybe the next 2 minutes to do a short exercise, icebreaker, before we continue. I can see at least 7 people have been able to join. We just want at least, if you can have even 12 more. If you're able, kindly join us. We have only 6. There's a link on the chat which you can click on. Once you click on the link, it will take you direct to this site. So we are waiting for more people to join so that you can be able to proceed. So we want to do a short exercise, just a quiz to get us started before we continue. So for those who are joining, we've again share the link on the chat. You can be able to click on the link. Okay, so we have people proceed. So it's a short quiz, just 3 questions with multiple choice. So we'll continue. So each question has 40 seconds. So we'll start with the first one. Just check your screen, then you can be able to vote. For those who are joined, so which of the Sustainable Development Goals is on zero hunger? So it's 30 seconds. You have 20 more seconds. At least 12 people have been able to vote. We have 12 seconds. We have 12 people have been able to vote. Which of the Sustainable Development Goals is on zero hunger? So we have 12. Time is almost up. Okay, so you can check your mobile phone to indicate your results. So we can see 5 people have said it's goal 2. 4 people have said goal 1. 1 person has said goal 7, and 13 have said goal 2. So goal 1 is on no poverty, but goal 2 is the one on zero hunger. Goal 7 is on affordable and clean energy, while goal 13 is on climate action. So we'll proceed. Don't leave, just continue with the same link. So you can see we have those who had the highest score. There's Victor, Catherine, James. So we'll now proceed to the second question. So just get ready. Okay, then we proceed, continue. So again, answer first to get more points. When will the UN Food System Summit 2021 be held? When will the UN Food System Summit 2021 be held? So the time is almost up. We have like 20 seconds. More people kindly join. At least we have 10 people who have voted. Those who had joined before, kindly also vote. Only 10. At least we need more people. When will the UN Food System Summit be held? Again, time is up. So at least one person said 12 November 2021, and we have 2 who have said 31st October 2021. 8 people have said 23rd September 2021. So the UN Food System Summit 2021 will be held on 23rd September 2021. So the summit will be held at the UN General Assembly in New York, and it will take the form of a virtual event. So it will be 23rd September 2021. So you go to the last one, so you can see from here those who had the highest score. Victor, Catherine, James. So we move to the last one. Which of the 16 series of the high-level panel of experts on food security and nutrition report is on promoting youth engagement and employment in agriculture and food systems? We have 20 seconds. Which of the 16 series of the high-level panel of experts on food security and nutrition is on promoting youth engagement and employment in agriculture and food systems? So we have 5 seconds. And time is up. Okay, we'll share the link of the reports from the high level panel of experts on food security and nutrition. So the series 16, we'll share series 16 report, which is on promoting youth engagement and employment in agriculture and food systems. So you can see from the scores. Then on your phone, you'll be able to see your overall position. So you can see in overall, the first person was Catherine. Just check the link that you're using to indicate you're in which position. So thank you all for joining. Back to you, Nancy.
Okay, thank you so much, Bob. And your sessions are always amazing. It really tests how much we know on food systems and also youth aspects. So once again, dear participants, I take this opportunity to welcome today's speaker, Hannah Kigamba, who will be leading us in this dialogue on engaging the youth in food systems transformation. Which actors are involved and what needs to be done to make food systems sustainable? Hannah Kigamba has over 10 years experience in development work with a wide experience in the implementation of projects on agroecology, sustainable land use practices, climate change, and gender. She's strong in project management, monitoring and evaluation, and passionate in documentation of success stories, case studies from the field. Hannah is now in charge of Youth in Agroecology Learning and Business Track in Africa Project, Yalta, where she's coordinating Yalta activities in Kenya and supporting the regional monitoring and evaluation team. Previously, Hannah worked with the Institute of Culture and Ecology, that is ICE, where she supported implementation of advocacy projects while supporting also work on monitoring, evaluation, and communication. Hannah believes in networking and partnership for sustainable impacts and has a background in development studies. Welcome, Hannah, and kindly lead us through today's dialogue. Karibu sana. Hannah, have you started speaking? Because we cannot hear anything from your side. Hannah, you may need to unmute because we cannot hear you. Are you fine? Are you okay? Can you please proceed?
Yes, I'm fine. Yes, I've not muted actually.
Okay, thank you. Please go on.
Okay. Yes, I was saying thank you, Nancy and Bob, for that introduction. My name is Hannah Kigamba, and Nancy has done my introduction already. So I'll go straight to the presentation. I'm talking about youth and engagement in food system transformation and what needs to be done with actors need to be involved. Thank you. Waiting
Okay,
for
fine.
my
Moving the slides. Space, can you start moving the slides? Okay, go ahead. Hannah, I believe the slides are already done, so you can continue.
Thank you, Faith, for that. Yes, we're going to start to understand what is a food system, or what is all about food system. And food system is everything that takes place, takes into account from growing of food to up to when the food reach to a digestive system. It involves all the people, it takes into account all the people and activities that take place in part of growing, transporting, and supplying, ultimately up to the eating of the food. Next. Faith, could you? We are also going to check on why transformation of food system now, especially. There is now evidence than ever that food system is intimately connected to major global challenges, such as from malnutrition to climate change. And this calls for all actors and countries. Next. what we need now, we need a food system that ensures that that we have access to safe and nutritious food for all, that there is sustainable consumption patterns. In the food discussion, we have noted that there is a concern on food waste. We also need to be concerned or ensure that the food system are produced in an environmentally friendly way. And when we talk about this, we really have also, we factor in about promoting agroecology. We also have to have food system that ensures equitable livelihood and value distribution among all the people, and the food systems that help to build resilience, especially among the resilient against shocks such as climate change. Next. Yeah, I have put on off my video to ensure that the net is strong from my side. Yes, I've completed that. Next.
Hannah, please feel free to keep on, just depending also on the slides you have on your side, because I think also Faith's system is not moving as fast. So I think that's how we can do it. Yes, so that we ensure there is a faster transition. Yeah.
I had also this image from scientist media that really describe about what food system entails. And as I had said, it's everything that's from growing of food to consumption of food. And in this also image, it has also description from crop production. It involves also animal production, food safety, food chain workers, climate change, agroecology, food distribution, food processing, food waste, and food security. It's all everything about the food system. And now we have to give to understand about system. And during our second dialogue, Isfaa dialogue, it was explained very well about agroecology and what it entails. And when we are thinking about transformation of food system, I think we are in agreement that agroecology is the promising practices that we need to promote, because it entails all these concern from production to distribution, to ensuring that everybody is inclusive, the vulnerable community are included. But today we are talking about youth engagement, food transform, and we are going to start. Youth is individual 18 to 35 years, and why youth? Why should we be concerned about youth engagement in this movement in Food Nation? According to the 2019 its elation to age below 35 years is that 7.5% of the total population, with youth, now youth meaning between 18 to 35 years, being 29% of the population. This is mean that the population is high at in this age group, and therefore it is very critical to engage young people and youth in transformation if we really care about the future of our food system. Also, we also consider that rural population in Kenya comprises of 68.9% of the population. This means that the high population, they are in rural area where there is land, where agriculture is the main economic activity. So there is need to engage the youth, the young generation in sustainable food systems. Before we go to what we need to be done, or which actors need to be involved. I'm going to mention just a few factors that limit youth in agriculture and food system. One is limited knowledge, skills, and awareness on opportunities on various agriculture value chains. And according to we did a survey this year, April 2021, and we interviewed some of the youth in Kenya, and we noted that majority, the few that are in agriculture, majority are in production, meaning that the youth are not aware, or they either lack knowledge or skills on other opportunities in the whole agriculture value chains, like on post-harvest value addition input. We found very few youth who are in agriculture engaging in that. Majority of youth are in our production, and this is attributed to lack of knowledge and skills or awareness on opportunities on the various agriculture value chains. Another challenge that limits the youth is inability to access finance to start or to engage in various agricultural value chains. Another challenge is limited market information, poor market system. And this is common, especially in youth or in farmers undertaking agroecology or organic farming. They feel that they are not motivated because of poor market systems. And another one, the last one, but not the least, is access to land. We know that most of the youth do not have also land where they can start engaging in agriculture. There are also other factors that limit the youth, but the ones that I've mentioned are the common challenge facing the youth, especially in Kenya. This is also based on the surveys that we have been undertaking. What needs to be done to engage youth in a food transformation system? The first thing, we need to demystify negative myths about agriculture. And this has to start from the low level, or from the primary school level. And we have to appreciate the Ministry of Agriculture, the government of Kenya, for bringing back 4K Club. I think this initiative is also going to help encourage youth and peoples from young as primary school to engage and love and like agriculture. Also identify role models and early adopters to inspire youth to follow the suit. By this, we can say that from the experience, there is little data on rural youth in general, or on motivation of youth to engage in food systems. Yes, there are youth who are really doing very well in agriculture, but you find that there are also few like success stories or data that is available that can help to motivate or youth, or for youth to learn from them. What also needs to be done is sharing of information on best practices, on developing more innovative communication systems and the means of attracting youth. I think co-creation and sharing of knowledge is one of the principles of agroecology, and this is something that we really need to encourage as actors to engage youth in. This is very important when engaging youth in food system transformation. Also having agriculture integrated in the education system from the primary school. I think I mentioned this as a good move by the government of Kenya to revive our 4K club. We appreciate that. Also supporting the youth to establish and manage agriculture and agroecology networks. The youth, one of the challenges they face is that there are no platforms, but there are good efforts being undertaken by government and also civil society organization to help youth establish and manage networks where they can be sharing their challenges and also experiences to learn from one another. Also, we need to build a culture of having mentorship and coaching the youth in agriculture, in agribusiness, and most of the youth. What has been happening is that most of the actors do just training, but for youth, they need to be mentored, they need to be coached, someone to work with them and guide them in the process so that they can feel motivated and actively engage in agriculture and in food system. Also, capacity development, capacity building, and awareness on opportunities that are there in transformation of food systems movement. Because there are many opportunities now available now that there is a move. This is where the world is heading, discussing about food transformation, what needs to be done. And when the world is going to that direction, this means there is also opportunities that will be there or that are there already where youth can take part. Also, availing special agriculture funds for youth. I think this is very important, especially either from the government and also other actors, and also even from the private sector to support the youth by availing special agriculture funds for the youth, where youth can be able to access finance and engage in food systems. There is also need for policy review to have enabling youth engage in a transformation food system, also to create an enabling environment where the youth can engage more in a food transformation system. We also noted, we have noted also through engagement with the youth that there is little youth engagement in policy debate. So this should go along engaging more youth in the policy debate that are related to food and agriculture. The other one is also bridging the disconnect with the private sector from multinational corporations to national companies and local entrepreneurs. Sometimes I think also youth feel demotivated because of also the high competition. Maybe there's no like policies to protect the local companies, the local agripreneurs, where youth can are engaged, and we know that most of the youth are young agripreneurs. They are just starting, and they face I think a very high competition. I think there is need to also bridge this gap and disconnect between the private sector. In regards to what needs to be done, there are also opportunities that are already to engage youth in a one of the opportunities is that there is increased need for transition to sustainable food systems. Everybody or every area, whether the government, from other actors, private sector, they are talking about transition to sustainable food systems. So this is providing a big opportunity. And when it comes to Kenya, in the case of Kenya, the second opportunity is that the devolution. Now this is reducing migration to Nairobi, and hence most of the youth or people are now seeking opportunities from their local areas or from the rural areas or their local county areas, government. And this is a big opportunity, especially now that agriculture is a devolved function where youth can take advantage to engage in agriculture and get take advantage of the opportunities that are available. Also increasing interest, although slow, in agriculture to promote youth engagement in agriculture, and that's a big opportunity. Also by the fact that these youth have high population, I think there is this provide human resource base for in the food system transformation. Yes, those were actors. Now you can go to the actors that need to be involved in food systems. And like we said when I was starting, that food systems is about all activities that are involved from growing of food to consumption of food. This means that there are diverse actors that are involved. One of these actors are diverse from, we start with the farmers. They are the ones that have been affected by change of weather patterns, unreliable rainfall, pests, diseases, high cost of production, and hence, if from farmers, there is need for transformation of food systems. Also consumers, the consumers of the food that are grown, they need to be concerned on the food they consume. Health issues is coming also a long way, the health issues concerned by the consumers, and also considering also the challenges that we are having at the global level, like for instance, the COVID-19 that caused that, I think since the COVID-19, people are now more concerned about the food they take, the health, how they are grown. And I think that's why now even consumers are very critical in food transformation system. Also the transport industries that ensures that food reach consumers that are safe. These are very key actors. And also the private sector, they support by supporting the youth, or they can support the youth by providing them with incentive to engage in agriculture, and more specifically in agribusiness. And also they are very key because they are doing processing of the food that consumers, we eat. So they are very critical actors in the transformation of food systems. The government, especially in regards to the policy review, by providing enabling environment for youth to engage in transforming food systems. The policy needs to link food, health, and environment. When we talk of food system or sustainable food systems. Also civil society organizations who act as a catalyst for change, and they are very critical in this movement, food transformation system. Also the donor organizations by providing funds that will enable transformation of food system, and not just transformation, but sustainable transformation of food systems. That's what I had for today. And we finish by this quote from John Washington, that agriculture is the most helpful and most useful and most noble employment of a man. So I would encourage the youth and all the actors to really work together to increase the youth engagement in food systems. I would also like to appreciate for this platform, for giving us, the youth, an opportunity to talk. It's evident that you just don't want only to talk about youth, but you want youth or to engage youth and give youth a platform to talk about themselves and issues that affect them, and also the proposal they have in a transformation of food systems. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Hannah, for such a wonderful presentation, and also trying to be very clear on the existing opportunities and the actions that need to be taken in order to take this dialogue on food systems to the next level, and by integrating youths. So as a reminder, please continue posting your questions in the chat box. I would like to call upon anybody who has a question. I see there are two people whose hands are up. There is Berry Lokech and Joseph Mulema. I believe you want to ask a question. So Beryl, your hand has been up for some time. Are you there? Let me give you a chance to add on or to ask any question that you have. Berry Lokech, are you there? Okay, I am not sure how her hand went up. I believe we will give her a chance another time. Kigamba Kaibui, do you have a question? Kigamba Kaibui, I hope you are able to unmute yourself. Okay.
Me? Can you hear?
Okay, speak out again. We can't hear you. It's not very smooth. You are cutting off. Yeah. Kigamba, you can also type the question in the chat box. Also feel free to type the question in the chat box in case you're having a network problem. But I'll still give you a chance when you come back. Joseph Mulema.
Thanks very much, and thanks. You hear me?
Yes, Joseph, we can hear you very well.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for the very good presentation. I'll be rushing. I think someone has to mute.
Okay, I hope I have that mandate. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sure. Yeah, thanks for the presentation. I'll be leaving the next few minutes, so that's why I wanted to just make a few additions. I work for CABI, CAB International, and recently we started, of course, focusing quite a lot on some of our work on youth. And we also recently published a paper on youth, and we have another comprehensive review we are working on, to which I would certainly send an email as an invitation to the presenter. But I think maybe mine, just to add a few things. One is that we also have to emphasize the role of youth in service provision. Sometimes we think that it's all about production. Most youth are not necessarily so much enthusiastic about producing for the factors you've just listed. They don't have land, they don't have capital, they don't have skills, and they don't have finances. But there are so many opportunities along value chains to which we could open up the youth to move into service provision. Some of them actually can offer advisory services. Some of them can be trained, for instance, in pest and disease management, providing spraying services. There is a lot of opportunities in post-harvest handling, processing. So those are some of the key issues maybe that also we need to look at, as long as we come up with the right skills and knowledge. Then lastly, is really how do we address the issues? Sometimes we take youth to be like a state, but it is a transition. These are people who are moving from one age group to another age group, like exactly you said. So we need to know that they're in this for a very short time. They need money right now. So some of the interventions should focus on value chains that require less land, value chains that are not very complicated, where you can easily transfer the knowledge. Look at value chains that have easy access to markets, value chains that can require less capital to start, such as vegetables and such as horticultural crops and the like. Sometimes, we tend to get them into the very, very expensive value chains like coffee, like, maize, which also can be on one side very discouraging given the challenges those getting into those value chains is. So targeted value chains for the youth, and then of course giving them the right tools is one of the key things that we can look at. I don't want to take so much time for other presenters, for other people who have been listening. Thanks very much for the time.
Okay, thank you so much, Joseph, for such add-ons. And I think what I really pick is that being a youth is a transition. And so there's what they need now and what they need as they transition into becoming becoming adults. So I just want to call upon, I think there is a lot of noise in the background. Rosina, can you mute? Can someone mute Rosina? I want to call upon Kigamba Kaibui. Are you now ready to speak? Your hand is still up. Okay, there is a hand from Biovision Kenya. Is there a question from Biovision Kenya? Faith, are you there? Do you want to ask a question?
Yes, Nancy. My name is Faith. I support Biovision Kenya in communication. Mainly, I support Isfaa, and Anne raised something about there being challenges with youth accessing networks. So, as a communications person, I would request that in case there is any need for youth to pass across information on agroecology or food systems, as Isfaa, we have a knowledge sharing technical TWG, that is the MATIC working group, that is ready to help you to share whatever information you have, that is ready to help you set online platforms that you can share information through. So I have posted an email address via the chat box, that any youth that is here or anyone that is here would like to share information, you can reach us through that email so that we can continue the dialogue and also continue supporting you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Faith. Yeah, Isfaa is also profiling agroecology and agrobiodiversity work in Kenya. So if you are an actor and you'd like that to be profiled, because very soon we shall be launching a bigger website for Isfaa, where what is happening in Kenya on agroecology and agrobiodiversity will be disseminated. So feel free to be part of the system. I want to call upon Wanjiru Kamau. Wanjiru Kamau, your hand is up. I'm wondering if you're still there and ready to either ask a question or contribute to the dialogue. Wanjiru Kamau.
Yes, thank you, Nancy. Can you hear me?
We can hear you very well, Wanjiru.
Great. Thank you, Hannah, for the great presentation, the work you're doing with the youth. It's very enlightening. Perhaps from a more practical point of view, I wanted to find out whether you could perhaps share with us maybe one or two case studies of work you are doing with youth that have been extremely successful or really good, you have experienced really good success that can help us perhaps learn as actors and benchmark and perhaps emulate. There's no need. I'm a great believer of we don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you have got some really good case studies, I would be happy to hear how you have worked with the young people, particularly around agroecology, because we know it's a kind of a new space, and it would be good to hear from you. My second question is, I know we are also happy as actors that 4K clubs have been reintroduced in school. But I have interacted with a few schools, some secondary, some primary. And what I find is that we are not occupying that space as agroecology actors. And therefore, like one case I knew where they are teaching agriculture and all, I was told their project is mainly on French beans. And when you hear French beans, you know that is intensive use of inputs and all. So I'm wondering, how do we as actors and maybe as parents, perhaps with children in primary and secondary schools, how can we influence these 4K clubs so that there is greater adoption of agroecology as they transition in the CBC to agriculture, and also in secondary schools, so that they are not just doing conventional agriculture, but they are adopting agroecology, but more importantly, that they are eating safe and nutritious food from their farms. And I'm open to anyone sharing these ideas with me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wanjiru Kamau. I will call upon Hannah to give the final remarks. So I'll pick other questions first. Hannah, you'll be free to share. But if you also know that there's a good case study that you feel should come into the public here, we can also give such a youth a forum, maybe in the next meetings, to also come and share what they are doing. And if there is also someone working on 4K clubs, we would also like to hear from you. We still have other slots remaining on the dialogue. We would love to know what different actors are doing to ensure that we are occupying the 4K club space. So I want to call upon Emmanuel. Emmanuel Ochola, your hand is up. I believe you want to contribute to this dialogue. I will only be picking one more hand, and then I give the chance to give us like a final remark. So Emmanuel, over to you. Emmanuel Ochola, are you there?
Oh, sorry, yes, I'm here. Thank you, Nancy, for allowing me to speak. And to Hannah, this is a nice presentation. Mine is a question. We know that the urban population consumes most of the foods that is produced, and we don't farm in urban centers. So my question to Hannah is, what do you think is the role of youth in creating sustainable food systems in urban centers? And I will maybe, before I would like to comment on the previous comments. At JQuat, there's a group of youths that have dedicated their efforts in creating, wanting to work with farmers, and also I overheard them saying that they're interested in supporting 4K clubs, and they're creating, working with available resources or materials to ensure production of food. So maybe if you can allow me, I can engage them, then we can have maybe a presentation, maybe next time, because they have really good work they are doing.
Okay, thank you so much, Emmanuel. Hannah will answer your questions later. But in terms of the youth, we have sent a sheet. If you feel you can insert yourself there or them and take up a slot for them coming to present, we are very grateful. We also call upon any actor working with youths on agroecology or working with 4K clubs to kindly reach out to us. We can make it a whole panel rather than a one-person presentation that day. So I want to call upon Evan Sodiambo, who will be our last person on asking a question. Evan Sodiambo, are you still there? Your hand is up and you'll be the last person to ask the question.
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay.
It's not a question actually, but a comment rather.
Thank you.
I just would wish to tell or just advise or just my opinion is the 4K clubs. For instance, I think it's high time we stop differentiating between environment and agriculture, because it's one and the same. The better the environment, the better your agriculture. So my opinion would be the 4K club, if necessary, we should see how we incorporate environmental, education in these 4K clubs, so that at the end of the day, it's not just about how guys are, producing from the farms, but actually how do we farm in a way that is sustainable, a way that is favoring, the ecology around the farm. So my opinion would be, as much as the 4K clubs are coming up and people are getting in, we are seeing so much wave into the 4K clubs. I would really suggest that we combine the efforts of environmental science and agriculture, so that at the end of the day, these kids grow with that mentality that whenever I am farming, I have to also take care of the environment. So my plea is, with all these interventions, I think now we should start looking at agriculture and environment as one and the same thing, so that we don't need to separate them, because we've seen the effects of separating agriculture from environmental science. So that is my asante sana.
Thank you very much, Evans, for that contribution. I think what is clear is that agroecology makes the best intersection between environment and agriculture. But then when we are there down there, we need to continuously make that intersectionality clear, so that students don't keep on saying in terms of agriculture to be different from environment. Okay, so there are a number of comments in the chat box, but most important, Hannah, our dialogue has reached out to more of East Africa. We have people from Ethiopia, we have people from Rwanda, we have people from Uganda and Tanzania listening to this dialogue. And so this has been quite a successful dialogue. I want to call upon you to give you 1 minute to actually maybe respond to some of the questions, and some of them maybe we can see how we can refer them into the next dialogue. So over to you, Hannah. Just take 1 minute to look through the questions.
Thank you, Nancy. I go direct to the question by 10 about success. Yes, what we have seen increasement of the youth to interest in to engage in agroecology from the activities that we have undertaken. Mainly, the first activities have been on awareness creation, also capacity building, and we have seen a lot of success by increase of youth to take up agroecology. Currently, what we are doing, we are running a 1-year mentorship project where 48 youth in Kenya are being engaged under the mentorship. We also have 12 youth undergoing a 6 months business accelerator challenge, where they are being mentored and coached to take up agribusiness opportunities. And what we are also doing, we are also showing the youth other opportunities, like Joseph said, apart from production, because production may limit them with land. Also showing them other opportunity like in inputs, vermicompost, making that you just need a very little capital to start and very little space of land. So we have seen success. There was a question by Emmanuel in regard to whether it's the role of youth to change or transform sustainable urban agriculture. This is not a role of youth only, but all actors. But because we are talking about sustainable thing, youth are very critical to engage, because also the future. We say youth is a transition, but the current youth, they need to be engaged in the discussion, in practice, because of the future and for sustainability of what we are promoting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hannah. I want to call upon Bob. Bob, I want to hand over the session to you for the next sub-session. Please don't log off, and then after that, we shall be giving you insight on the next dialogue. So Bob, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Nancy. I know time is already up, but maybe we'll just spend the next 2 minutes just sharing a bit on what's next. We've spent an hour looking at engaging the youth in food systems transformation. So now we just want to share a bit on what are you going to do next after this. So I've shared a link on the chat. Kindly click on the link. Then you can just be able to add your input. What are you planning to do next after this? So we can just spend maybe the next 2 minutes. Time is already up, but kindly allow us to extend for an extra 2 minutes so that we can be able to share what you're planning to do next. So just add your thoughts on what are you going to do next. Just click on the link on the chat. But if you're not able to click on the link on the chat, just go to either your mobile browser or your laptop browser. Once you've done that, you slido.com. Then you'll be asked for a code, and the code that you'll input will be 621653. So what are you going to do next? Thank you. We already have one person has shared. Next, you're going to look at the challenges in the food system and how to handle them. What is the best action we need to take to make young people commercialize agroecology technologies? So that's what you're going to do next. You're going to look at the best action that we need to take to make young people commercialize agroecology technologies. We've also had network partner with Yalta and other relevant organizations and institutions for an agroecology youth movement. Be involved in promoting agroecology in one 4K club. So next, you're going to be involved in promoting agroecology in one 4K club. So what are you going to do next? Just click on the link that we've shared on the chat. Let me share the link again. Have youth be part of our beneficiaries in our programs. Have youth to be part of our beneficiaries in our programs. Maybe we'll just get 2 more, then I'll hand over back to Nancy. As Pelham, we have developed a youth program. The key activities will be sharing opportunities along agroecology value chains that youth can take part. In addition, we will identify youth groups to support. As Pelham, we have developed a youth program. The key activities will be sharing opportunities along agroecology value chains that youth can take part. In addition, we'll identify youth groups to support. Policy review for inclusion of agriculture in the education curriculum. Policy is really letting us down. How best can we rope in policy gatekeeper so that we have a supporting platform that allow agroecology? Nancy, I'll just hand back to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bob, for that session. And I want to thank everyone and tell them that we have come to an end of our 4th dialogue on agroecology and agrobiodiversity. This conversation will be uploaded on the Isfaa YouTube channel and Facebook, and I encourage everyone to continue the dialogue there. Our next dialogue will be on Wednesday, the 15th of September, 2021, starting from 2:30, same time, Kenya time. The speaker will be Martin Heron. Martin Heron will be talking to us on agroecology and the UN conventions and agencies. What is it for actors in Kenya? We know a number of UN conventions are going on discussing agroecology. The UN Food Systems has now come up with a pathway, a coalition on agroecology. We have the CFS. We also have those on the climate change doing COP work that will be talking about agroecology. So Martin will be taking us through this and telling us how we need to position ourselves as Kenya. Finally, I want to encourage whoever would like to be a guest speaker to send us your name and topic to the climate PPKM climate change twg@gmail.com. That email has been shared in the chat box, or send a message via the Isfaa YouTube channel, Isfaa for Agroecology and Agrobiodiversity, or Facebook page Isfaa KE. I thank you all and hope to see you in 2 weeks' time on 15th of September 2021 at 2:30 East African time. Karibuni sana, asante.
Thank you very much.
Asante sana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you.